This world asks us to be empathetic on so many items anymore. It can be very overwhelming and make us feel lost, especially with our own emotions. We're just bombarded with opposite emotions that people want us to be empathetic about. Like, I want you to feel something about this, and somebody else gives you something, I want you to feel empathetic about this. And it's like, where's time to feel empathetic about ways that I feel, things that have happened in my life? Back in the day, that we got to be oblivious to so many things that were going on, and now we're aware of it all. And so it causes emotion. And the point that I want to bring across is that we need to filter what we're empathetic on. Some days, I'm already overwhelmed with my own day or whatever's going on in my life, getting what I call empathy requests, but I'm just not ready. I acknowledge that that is happening, although I am not going to give empathy on this right now. The other hand of this is apathy. If we're just apathetic about everything, well, then a huge problem with that is we're typically apathetic as a sign of overwhelm, where we've just completely overblown our emotional capacity and now we're just apathetic to everything, including ourselves. It's not good to be apathetic to your own emotions because your child is inside there and they want to be heard and they're going to be heard. It's just, we shove it down and we shove it down. No, you're not going to be heard today. No, you're not going to be heard today. Eventually, they will be heard. And so we need to open up some space, open up some emotional space for the child inside to come up and talk to us and be real so that we can be one with our emotions deep down, so we can go through those and re-experience them and learn from them, move through them, and grow from them. And if we just keep taking on this emotional nonstop onslaught, this fire hose of empathy requests from everyone, we're never going to be able to have enough space to move around to take care of our own issues. Don't make the storage facility in your brain of all your emotions be completely filled to the brim of emotions.